And I've now got Karl Ledsham alongside us. Karl, who obviously went in between the sticks today. I thought you did really well today, Karl. I've got to say, it was a fantastic effort from you. Tell us a bit about your experience of playing in net, because I don't think there's been too many, has there?
I actually haven't got no experience of playing in net. No, you know, someone had to go on goal. It was, I come over to the gaffer to get the shirt, and it was either myself, Callum Dyson or Sefton, and I've asked them if they felt like, you know, they felt confident to go in, but they said no, and it was basically me left. And you know, I'll play anywhere. I'll go in and try and do a job wherever I can. So, you know, unfortunately, it weren't the best performance in goal, but
oh, I don't know. To be fair, there was a couple of decent ones right at the death, wasn't there? The one they tipped round the post, the left-hander.
There's one that tipped round the post, and there's one I've nearly broke my fingers by tipping over.
I was going to say, what's the injury?
I don't know, it's just a bit of a mallet finger that you get in basketball. I think you
right.
kind of just bend your finger back. I can't bend it, it's just strapped to the other one now.
You got a load of support, didn't you, at the Cheadle end? That was a real positive for you. To come on with 9 men, I mean, to go into that situation must have been hard, but you got a load of support there.
Yeah, you know, it's great to know the supporters are behind you. You know, I think they were just buzzing to see a bit of a crazy game, and they you know, they were all trying to pat me on the back when I was going to get the ball. It's, you know, I just tried to do what I could. It went a great day at the office, but we move on to Monday now. We can go and get 3 points on Monday, then I'm sure it'll kind of make up for today a little bit.
Tough circumstances today, but overall, let's look at the bigger picture. And since you arrived at the club in the summer, it's been a terrific time for you individually and for the club as a whole as well. It's been a great run.
Yeah, you know, it's a completely different. It's completely changed from last year. You know, I played here last year at Barrow, and it's an absolute new experience. It's completely different to what they had last year. You know, we've got a brand new set of lads, and it's been a great start. I think it's been a little bit bumpy lately, but you know, we've got the lads who've got the confidence to go and to get out of that, and I'm sure we'll kick on. So.
Well, you were at Barrow last year, so you know what it takes to win this time. You know what it takes to get promoted. Does this side have that ability? Can they do it this season, do you think?
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. You know, we're as good as Barrow were last year, 150%. We're a big physical side, but we can play football as well. You know, though Sefton was great today, I think he just needs that goal, and I think he'll go and get a handful. So, you know, we've got the lads. You've only got to look at the lads who didn't play and weren't in the squad today. You know, there's bags of potential. You've got Kay. You know, you've got Gary Roberts who didn't come, who didn't even. I think he was rested for Monday. Yeah. You've got, you know, Danny Morton took a little bit of a knock on Thursday. There's lads who aren't even getting on the pitch who'd walk into any side in this league. So I think we can go. I think we'll get it. I think someone's in for a bit of a hiding when we do click. So hopefully that'll be sooner rather than later, and we can kick on from there.
I've always said when a manager comes into a club, you always look at the very first signing. Who's the first player? Who they've gone out and got? In this case, when Neil came in, it was you. He was very keen to sign you immediately, and I think that's a tribute to your ability, isn't it? And he was very keen to get you to the football club, and you had no hesitation. Yeah,
I knew Neil from when he was at Chester. I was at Stockport. You know, I had a bit of falling out with the manager at Stockport at the time, and I know Neil wanted to take me to Chester in their first season in the conference. So, you know, he's knew me from before I've been here, and you know, I've got a lot of respect for him. I think he's a great manager, and he'll do the job we need to do, and he's brought in a great set of lads. You know, I think I was the first. I think, you know, he's got, in a matter of days he's going to sign Lam, and he's going to sign Glenn Rule. So, you know, he's made a statement about what he's after in this league and what it takes to get out of it. So, you know, I was over the moon when he gave me a call. I went to meet him. He sold the club immediately to me, what he wanted to do and what his plans were for the future. So, you know, I can only see good things for the club in the future. Well,
I'm really pleased because you've got this irritating habit, Karl, of scoring against Stockport County. Is it 3 times you've done it with different clubs?
Yeah, you know, Stockport released me when I was a young lad, and I kind of had this thing to always do well against them and trying to get my own back on them. But now, you know, I'm absolutely delighted to be back. It's somewhere I grew up. I grew up here. I was a whitey here. And
I think you knew Greg Tan. Oh, you know Greg Tansey.
Yeah,
quite
Greg
well,
Tansey's my best mate. Greg Tansey's my best mate. He's actually home today after, I think they played Dundee today, so I'll be seeing him tonight. Maybe go for something to eat. But I used to travel in with Greg when we were young lads, and we used to go to training. So it's great to be back. You know, his mum and dad are always young, and we see how things are going. They've got a lot of respect for the club. Greg was here a long time, so. No, yeah, I'm delighted to be back, and I'm hoping we can go up and we can kick on and keep going.
And what is your best position? You've been used on the left-hand side of midfield. You've been used as a sort of supplementary striker. You've been attacking midfield. What do you prefer? Where would you like to be?
No, I like to play. I like to play centrally. I have played on the left, and I'll go out happy as Larry go and play on the left. But I do like to play centrally. I like to be able to get forward and chip in with my goals. And I've always been a fit lad. I'm getting that back now. I've had a few little niggles, but I'm getting back to my fittest now. And with Glenn out and Monday now, who knows? Maybe I'll get back in there in more sensible position.
Well, listen, Karl, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for your time, and give our best to Greg Tansey as well.
Yeah, I will do. Thanks a lot.
Bless you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Nice to speak to you.
Karl Ledsham live on air tonight. Thank you, Matthew.